Come hither now, and hear my tale, of times forgot, and secrets veiled, of knights of fire, kings of old, how treachery usurped the bold. In days when monsters ruled the earth, there came to men a fateful birth, a king who'd rally men to fight against the horrors of the night. Against Lycan's claw and giant's rage, a losing war he decades waged. But when hell's beasts had sapped his will, the king found power greater still. Great sacrifice it cost the king, from unseen worlds to earthly bring a weapon to throw back the horde. Forth brought he a flaming sword. Years it took to teach his skill of wielding flame through force of will, but one by one swords leapt alight until his army lit the night. Commanding flame, they turned the tide. A decade's war would soon subside. Monsters driven past map's end ushered in the age of men. Upon the mount of Grenneth stone, they built at last their king his throne. Thus was erected Grenneth Hall, a new beginning for us all. A gentleness like flowers of spring soon blossomed in the warrior king. Benevolent he led the land, a foreign queen he gave his hand. Upsprung schools that trained young knights, of flaming swords they'd read and write. High cities built, harsh lands reclaimed, a gilded age the king would reign. But like dry rot in windwood's pines, there festered schemes within some minds. The wearied king who'd fought his war saw not the shadows 'neath his door. No longer knew he friend from foe, not even in his dear betrothed. He knew not why she took his life, but ignorance stopped not her knife. From graying head his crown was thrown, till placed it she upon her own, and treachery reigned in Grenneth Hall, the king's life painted across the walls. Word spread quickly far and wide, vengeance every subject cried, and from distant time and lands there came the knights who once had wielded flame. Through honor bound to king alone, forth came they to avenge his throne. And though their blades no longer blazed, they marched to scourge what was profaned. But honor blinds to dark deeds done, and shieldeth not from those with none. For when they marched through Grenneth Gate, already had they sealed their fate. In they marched to Grenneth Hall, and though her name they ceaseless called, they found no queen to rightly slay, naught but oil, pitch, and hay. Then gates and doors locked from without, a cunning trap there was no doubt, and when the walls were wreathed in flame, they finally saw her deadly game. Denied escape from any room, those vaulted halls became their tomb, and fire reigned in Grenneth Hall, forsaking those who raised its walls. From that black hell some did escape, emerging scarred, alone, afraid. The queen emerged a widowed bride, denying claims of regicide. 'Twas his knights, she wept aloud, who killed their king to take his crown. Let armies march and war drums beat, till all their heads lay at my feet. Those subjects knew the game she played, throughout the land she was obeyed. For men forget the oath they've pledged, when justice teeth have lost their edge. So mouths that cheered the knight's advance fell silent, guilty eyes askance, as knights to whom they'd given stead were slaughtered, sleeping in their beds. Their flame extinguished, now they hide, praying to evade her eye. Still every day another's caught, pleading fealty long forgot. Perhaps someday she'll catch the last, erasing them with all the past. A cold wind blows in Grenneth Hall, the queen's fist ever primed to fall. Tell not a soul this tale you've heard, lest you vanish without word. For truth, though clear in every mind, is to the stronger side inclined. The queen's keen ears are everywhere, ever eager to ensnare. And who can scarce hope to survive when knights of fire burn alive? Now warlords, barons, new regimes infect the lands the king had cleaned. They pillage, plunder, rape, and maim, debauchery, all in the queen's name. Though monsters creep back towards our doors, the queen's eyes rest on distant shores, and not but on a roguish blade can one count who from ghouls be saved. Perhaps we did this with our lies, when with deaf ears we met their cries. Now evil reigns in Grenneth Hall. and fiery death awaits us all.